It's a very effective. But yeah, no, so I ended up falling into the controls where I really, towards the end there, it was just like yeah, it's just like,
you
I don't even know.
Your hands are muscle memory.
I think it's Dan's good suck.
Completely. I mean, it adds the tension.
It adds to the tension.
Right, and let me also say, this game adds something really cool to the shooter franchise, whatever. The pistol shot, a specific arm, leg, whatever, combos into a melee attack, and it only happens if you specifically shoot a certain body part. You can only then chain into a melee attack and then finish. And you can, I mean, that is a fun little mini game in and of itself.
Dan was really locking into that. I was one-shot killing people with my 1200 powered sniper rifle, so I didn't really get the shoot them in the leg. I was like, their leg blew off and they died. But it's fun.
I was shocked at how co-op. I did not think that they sold this game to me as a co-op experience. Maybe I was out of the loop, but I really didn't expect it to be so co-op-y, and I really recommend people play co-op.
100%. Yeah. And I actually would say I recommend you get somebody to sit next to you while you play, because there are a couple.
That was cool. Oh yeah.
There were a couple moments that I know Dan was more scared because of what I screamed.
Because of what I screamed.
Very effect scream.
I couldn't agree with you guys more. I feel like there has been an overwhelming, odd backlash about this game.
Yeah, what?
The demo came out and people hated it, and it was all based on the controls. And I feel like if people played this game from the beginning, the full game, within a couple hours, you will be hooked. It is exactly why this franchise is special. And the way they go full tilt into the co-op-ness of this is so great. There are so many parts where, you know, I don't know if you guys, how far you guys got, but there's parts where a cage drops over one person and the other person, and you can still pass stuff between each other through the bars.
Oh, why wouldn't we pass stuff?
What would we pass?
I don't know, but I was shooting people and opening that box.
There are a bunch of boss battles where one person has to restrain the boss.
The boss mechanic is...
that was really...
That was comedy. That was comedy.
And it's another...
Let's just say I was sniper rifle, wait until she stood up, shoot her in the chest. And it worked a little bit.
Into restrain.
Well, and they do another good suck thing where you have to restrain, but when you restrain, you have to push the A, and it's so tense because
and then you're pushing the other one.
You're like, please, do the thing you need to do.
We were completely exhausted playing this game. Like, I didn't even realize how tense I was a second ago.
But what a phenomenal experience!
Absolutely.
You know.
Let me say something that a couple of things I didn't like. The story. But
well,
I mean,
it's
whatever.
Typical.
And amazing that I could say this could be potentially Game of the Year, and the story is terrible.
Yeah.
But I also felt, what did I not like about this game?
Well, there were a few technical difficulties. One, you can't see stats of weapons in game, and you can't. And for me, and as you said, it's from an old mechanic where there used to be spots where you could do stuff with your inventory.
Yeah, that's one thing that's a big change for this game from any of the other previous Resident Evil games is you don't backtrack like in all those games. There's so much backtracking in the Resident Evil franchise.
There's no saving
just constantly
points,
moving forward.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
But I think what they forgot to put in is you need to be able to see, like I picked up the new shotgun, and there was no way until we got to an organized screen where I could see
between levels,
which is between levels, or death, which is this thing better than the one I'm holding? And if there's no way for me to tell, why would I ever try to use it?
Yeah.
I mean, I have this.
I think you just assume that it's later in the game and they're going to give you a better weapon.
Right, and it's never the case. My weapons were always better after
you've been
upgrading
them, yeah.
Well, of course.
Well, you upgrade the new one.
But some of them,
Anyway, what
let me say why this game is brilliant. I think this game has the best game design of any game I've played so far in my life. And I'll explain why.
Please.
I'll explain why. I was telling Alex while we were playing, like, they did a mesmerizing job. We always had just enough ammo to survive.
But not enough to be very good.
It did this great ebb and flow of, I felt pumped up and powerful when they wanted me to feel that way, and desperate and hopeful and tense when they wanted me to feel that way. But it was always enough to complete the level. And the thing is, it's not unlimited ammo in this game.
Right.
And it's not even like ammo drops all the time. It's like they must have developed some algorithm so that it drops when,
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy.
It was always,
we came up with that theory at about 2 o'clock in the morning trying to finish the game.
When you played, did you always have you were running out of ammo constantly?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the Resident Resident Evil thing, you know.
Right,
It's
but-
survival horror. You're surviving.
We all but one of us could have hoarded weapons. Like, why is it that we all played in separate? You know, we played separately, but we had the same experience. That's game design. That is brilliance.
It was a great game. It was just a great game.
Yeah.
Beginning to end,
Man,
great.
there was
And
something
it
I
did
did-
Tomb Raider.
I know.
It did Tomb Raider better than any Tomb Raider
I'll
game.
tell you what I was.
It actually is more like it has that African theme, but it feels more like an Indiana Jones.
That's
Tomb Raider
my
adventure.
issue with it. I loved the African theme. And there was some great, the King Kong-ish level in the
Dude,
village.
the level where you're on the boat and you
then-
pull up and then you fight and then you go on the boat again.
But then it abandons that and never returns.
And it goes to very
generic.
typical sci-fi.
That was
and it's a
very
shame.
disappointing.
Yeah, Dan was like, every game has to have the cave level.
Yeah, like
every game has to have the corridor
giant
level.
Cerebro-esque.
Yeah.
It was very disappointing. I was like, well, at least the end should be a return to the game. I thought was City of God with zombie. Like that was the idea of the game.
And it
then
started that
was
way,
just-
and then it just was like, we're going on a boat.
Kind of a bummer, but it's still brilliant.
Well, I feel very privileged that I was able to play the game through with my friend who I played Resident Evil 2 with back in the day. It was really cool. So grab a friend and get Resident Evil 5, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Top 8.